Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew from Magnum Estate, and I'm really glad that you are here today. And we have a special occasion today is the start of the sales of one of our most fantastic project in Bali. This is a Magnum Residence Berawa. And today, for those who are the first time with us and it's your first introduction to the Bali market, I will tell you a little bit about our project, about what's going on, some news and updates about Bali, why it is the best place in the world right now to invest, and what is special in this particular place. So, thank you so much one more time for being with me today, and let's start. So firstly, I would like to tell a little bit about our company. Magnum Estate is an Indonesian developer which has more than 10 years experience, and right now in our offices you can meet more than 200 specialists in a different kind of fields. And actually Magnum Estate is a group of 19 companies together. We are in development, in architecture, and actually we have our own management company who's managing all this property, and as well IT company, as we are one of the leading companies in implementing new technologies to the hotel management and property management. Right now I'm located in the Umala's signature project, which is this glass building in front of your screens. I'm sitting on a second floor, and this is one of the biggest apartment complex in the whole Bali, which gonna be delivered already this September. And if you are in Bali, you're very welcome to visit our office. We have few offices. We're gonna meet you, greet you, get you some really nice coffee, and explain you everything what's going on in the Bali market, as we consider ourselves as one of the best companies in the whole Bali. And recently you can read a lot about our projects in worldwide, and not long time ago one of the biggest Australian newspapers mentioned Australia. Actually, we're releasing some information about one of our projects. So yeah, all over the press, we are everywhere, as we are building some really exceptional property which has no competition in Bali market. And right now it's more than 10 projects. Actually 10 projects are under construction right now, and 5 projects are coming really soon, and we are expanding, and soon we are launching another project, first project outside Indonesia. It will be a Bangkok center of the Bangkok, and it will be just beautiful complex called Magnum Residence Bangkok. So at the moment, more than 150,000 square meters is the current scope of the real estate objects in Bali, and more than 21,000 square meters of the commercial areas being built by our company. And it's beach bars, restaurants, bars, cafeterias, beach clubs, so gyms. So we're doing not just the actual places for living or the hotels, we are doing as well different kind of commercial projects. And if you look at the screen right now, you will see 4 of our big projects in Bali. This is apartment complexes, and some of them you already know if you know our company. Yeah, Umalas, the one on the right bottom corner, it's the place where I'm located right now, and you can visit us in this beautiful building. It's on the finishing stage right now, and few months left till we're gonna pass the keys to our clients. Sanur, it's one of the most unique projects which is located in beachfront Sanur, and it's the only beachfront property in the whole Bali right now. Seminyak, it's our new project which is on a pre-sale right now, and Berawa is the one we gonna be discussing today. And a little bit more information about Indonesia in general. Indonesia is one of the most promising and developing countries in the world right now, and it is on the 7th place in the world in terms of GDP, and it's coming to the top 5 economies in the world in the next 5 to 7 years. Annual inflation was around 2 to 4%. right now is around 3.5, if I'm correct. And last year it was 2%. So average annual growth of economy of Indonesia is 5%. And Indonesia is a big country. Bali is just a little part of it, but Bali is a very special place. In general, economics are really good. So big companies are moving their businesses to Indonesia. And recently Elon Musk had a negotiation with the President Jacobi regarding building a Tesla production over here in Indonesia. And Bali, let's talk a little bit about Bali. In the last 3 to 4 years, Bali is number one or number two as one of the most popular destinations in the world by Travel Choice from a TripAdvisor, and all the ranks all around the world in Forbes, it's number 4 or number 5 as the best place for the investment, one of the top places for retirees, and in general, it's one of the most visited place in the world if we're considering it's the best island in the world and one of the top destinations in Airbnb and Booking.com is the most covered tourist destination in the world as well. But tourism is not only thing, and actually the whole island is being developed and the new big infrastructure projects are here as well. And I need to mention them because this is giving us an idea that it's not only about tourism, and if something happens, then that's it, we're done and screwed and you will lose your money or something. No, big infrastructure projects are coming to Bali, which means that those companies trust Bali and they understand that this is the place to invest right now. So one of the biggest cruise ship harbors are being built right now in Bali. And of course, Diamond Sanura, it's the largest marina in Southeast Asia. One part of it is already finished and opened by the President Jokowi in November last year. It's located in Sanur. As well, Icon Bali, one of the modern shopping malls with a cultural part inside, with a butterfly valley inside, is being built right now. Mayo Clinic, it's 41 hectare of land which been given by the local government to one of the most popular and one of the best companies in United States. It's a Mayo Clinic, so they're building infrastructure for the medical reasons, and it will be a special economical zone in Bali for the foreigner doctors being allowed to work in those clinics. And as well, Formula One has a project to build a new track here in Bali, and of course Paramount theme park, which will be one of the biggest theme parks in the world, they already started to build it in Bali. So very, very big projects coming, and I mentioned just few of them. Actually, there is more projects coming in a medical part, in education, in entertainment. So we're covering all the fields here in Bali. And Bali today has some news. For example, the biggest airplane in the world, passenger plane, started coming to Bali, and just recently one of the first cruise ships already arrived to the harbor of Bali. And Qatar Airways will increase the number of flights in between Doha and Denpasar to 2 times a day, starting from 2nd of July. And as well, there is a direct flights from New Zealand right now to Bali, as well as from many countries. So this is becoming bigger and bigger. And you're very welcome to visit Bali from the 5th to 12th of August as Bali will hold the second Beach World Games together with the Olympic Committee. And it will be a beautiful festival of sport, so people can actually see how beautiful is Bali and how welcoming are people over here. Actually, last year, end of the last year, Bali had a G20 summit here. And after that, after the summit of G20, all the touristic areas of Bali, actually, the price and cost of land in those areas increased more than 50%. In some cases, even 100 to 150%. And actually, let's talk a little bit about dynamics, how the tourist flow is growing. You could see that in COVID times, there was no tourists, actually, really small numbers. But right now, last year, we already got to the highest levels, which were in 2019. And this year, we're going to beat it, as the government is planning to keep more than 7.4 million international travelers. And let's not to forget that this is the fourth country by population in the world, with more than 270 million people. And in 2019, the Bali was visited by 10 million local tourists. So it's not just 7.4. You can actually add another 10 to 11 million people of local tourists, which are traveling to Bali as well. So huge numbers. Yeah, 20 million tourists in general. It's a huge number. It's the same number like biggest capitals in the world are taking tourism in a yearly basis. Yeah. And let's talk about the profitability of the buying property and getting your return of investment. So Singapore at the moment is giving numbers around 2%, and the average price per square meter is around $15,000 to $20,000. If we're talking about Russia, Spain, it's around 5%, but let's not to forget about the huge taxes in European Union. Dubai shows around 6%, in some cases around 8%. Thailand gives 8%, and in some cases give around 10%. Bali right now is showing numbers over 12%, and then in some cases it's going up to 20%, and this is a real numbers what you can get now. But don't expect those numbers to stay like that, as there's a very limited land in Bali. So right now, land in the price per land for land increased enormously, and pretty soon those numbers in Bali will gonna go to the same stage, as buying a land and building is much more expensive than it was even in the beginning of this year and last year. Yeah, so for now, it's the biggest numbers in the world if we're talking in terms of profitability, and the land value and land price is growing really fast, and right now in the whole Southeast Asia is the most expensive land. If we're talking about Canggu area, where our complex is going to be located, from 2016 to 2019, the price increased 670%. This is regarding research from the Harvard University. And just in the last year, the price for land in Canggu area increased 150%. In general, there is not a lot of touristic areas. If you see these dots in front of your screen right now, then this is the touristic locations, but not all of them are located by the ocean. Yeah, and Ubud is in the middle of the island. It's a beautiful jungles. If we're talking in terms of reselling your property later on, it will be pretty difficult. If we're talking about the rental option, yeah, to rent it out and get some profit, it's a good area. But most of the projects are located in the areas of Sanur, Canggu, and Bukit Peninsula. This is the top locations if we're talking about the touristic business. But we're gonna talk about Berawa, which is the part of Canggu, and it's a really small place with a 3.5 kilometers long beach line. We're located top beach clubs in the world. Yeah, and our complex Magnum Residence Berawa will be located just 500 meters away from ocean. This is few minutes away by foot. So about this project, there's more than 50 publications in medias, and for example, South China Morning Post, one of the biggest newspapers in English in China, already mentioned our project is one of really futuristic and one of the most amazing projects in Bali. And you know that China is really interested in the property business here in Bali, the same like all the world, because of it's a safe place. It shows a really great numbers. Its economy is growing, and it's really good place right now, one of the best places in the world. Let's talk about the Berawa beach. If this is the real picture, and this is two biggest beach clubs in the world. It's a Finns beach club and Atlas Beach Club, which was opened just in August last year. So it's a brand new place. And Berawa Beach is number 39 in best beaches ratings, and as well number one in the 50s best cities for the digital demand. So it's a lot of ratings. The same I was mentioning Forbes, that this is one of the best places actually for the retirees and for the investment. In general, if we're talking about the beach line, then it's over 12 kilometers long, and it's a perfect spot. It has the sunsets on this side of the island, and this is one of the reasons why actually people coming to Bali, because of that specific vibe in that particular area, with a lot of nice beach clubs, with a beautiful people around. All these atmospheres makes people to come back to this beautiful location. And there's a lot of beach bars and beach restaurants all around this line. If you look, this blue dot, this is our new complex, and those red dots, this is the top beach clubs in the world. Fins, I mentioned for the long time, it was the biggest beach club in the world, and right now just next to it, it's Atlas Beach Club, which I'm gonna tell you a little bit later. But Café del Mar, it's a world famous brand which came from Ibiza, and it's located just few steps away from our complex as well. La Brisa, originally from the Barcelona, it has a really great vibe and a very nice atmosphere. Mary Beach Club was opened recently last year, and it's already one of the top spots in whole Bali, made in a traditional way. Old Man's, this is something really special. Everyone who's into the surfing, they heard about that place. They've seen it in some movies, as this is one of the top spots for all the surfers. Coma Una is a beautiful beachfront property with a nice beach bar and a beach lounge. Woobard is a part of the W Hotel chain. And Potato Head is a very legendary beach club with a panoramic infinity pool and a lot of top DJs coming to that particular place. And I promised you to tell a little bit more about Atlas. It's the largest universal entertainment center with a tons of foods, drinks, shishas, whatever you need for quality holidays, you will find in Atlas Beach Club. And of course, surfing is taking a big part of the Bali culture. And actually, Berawa Beach is one of the famous spots, and a lot of surfers, you can meet them every single day from the sunrise till sunset. A lot of beautiful people are taking their surfing board and going to surf in that particular location. This attract a lot of people who does surfing, and for those people who just like to watch. If we're talking about restaurants and cafes, this is the best spot in whole Bali, and there is hundreds and hundreds of different kind of restaurants. If we will be more specific, then around our complex there is more than 1,500 restaurants, and all of them different, providing you the best quality service and a fantastic food. If we're talking about the entertainment, Finns Recreation Club is one of the biggest places in whole Bali, offering you different varieties: bowlings, tennis, water parks, sport bars, and whatever is needed for quality recreation and recreational purposes and quality holidays. You will find it in a Fins. La Liga is the biggest tennis complex. There's horse clubs, there is schools and kindergartens, there's international schools. So it's a beautiful area, not just for being as a tourist, but to live here as well. You will find all the necessary things. That's why this area is attracting people from all over the world, and they moving here and they stay in Bali. They love the culture. They love what Bali can offer to them and to their kids. It's a very safe place, and I think Bali is one of the safest places in the world as well. If you need shopping, if you need shops, everything is walking distance from our new complex. The same like a lot of different kind of beauty salons. And if you look at this map, that is actually mentioning everything what is around, all those beach clubs. And we are actually located on the main road, which is leading you to Berawa Beach. And let's talk now about the complex itself. What is the idea? The complex or the property, what you're buying in Bali, will bring you profit only if it's unique. And this place is unique. It will have the longest pool on the rooftop in the world. Right now, two biggest pools on the rooftop are Marina Bay Sand, which is located in Singapore, and average price per night is around $950. And second one is Address Beach Resort, which is located in Dubai, and the price per night over there is more than 1.2 grand. And pool length is just 94 meters here, and in Marina Bay Sand it's 146. We're planning to have 190 meters long pool. We don't need to invent a bicycle second time. It's very easy. This will attract tourists. Who are the main tourists who are coming to Bali? Mostly it's an Asian crowd. More than 30% is Chinese tourists, Indian tourists, Australians, and then goes Canada, United States, Singapore, Hong Kong. And of course, let's not to forget the main part is the local tourists. And those who are coming from the capital and from another cities in Indonesia, they're coming to Bali and they like to make a picture in some unique places. So this will be one of the new business cards of Bali, where people just want to come to make their photo for Instagram. So it will promote itself. It will promote itself as it's located in a top spot in a main street, which leads to two biggest clubs, which every day take around 20,000 people are visiting those beach clubs. Yeah, so all itself, the complex is located on a plot over 9,000 square meters. And look at this beauty. Yeah, we're playing a lot with the colors, and the swimming pool actually going to be with a mineral water, so no chlorine. It will be nice for kids, for adults to stay there. It has a direct ocean view from the swimming pool, bars, restaurants, and a lot of different lights. Yeah, we're playing a lot with lights. On photos, it will look even more better than it looks right now on the renders. And it's made in a futuristic style, as one of our architects is Raul Renanda, which is famous in Southeast Asia with his beautiful projects. He's really famous artist, and he made this beauty for our company. And this is the real view from the rooftop of that complex. So what we're gonna have, two restaurants, one of the top floor, one of the fourth floor, co-working space, gym, lounge bar, chill out area, and much more. We're gonna have underground parking and all the services for people who are coming for holidays. So car rental, bicycle rental, bikes, whatever is needed for the quality holidays, we're gonna offer it from our company. As I told earlier, we're not just the developer, we're providing full aspect of services, whatever is related with the hospitalities and with the hotel business. So those are luxury apartments with the highest quality finishing materials, which is not a lot in Bali. We are changing market of Bali. If you look in all our projects, we are a little bit different. Why is that? Because for the last 10 to 15 years, most of the property which was built in Bali here, it was Balinese style, a lot of wood, a lot of materials which are not really comfy. And even if we're talking about the furniture, it was not in the highest quality. So why people who are coming from Dubai, Miami, LA, or any other place in the world who got used to quality, why should they suffer when they coming to Bali for their holidays? They want to, and they expect to have at least the same quality what they have back home. So we want to offer them, and we can do that because it's not really difficult to do. We just need to pay more attention to details. This is what we do. Ocean view from the third and fourth from the third and the fourth floor of this apartments. Huge terraces. And the 2-bedroom apartments, we have even a jacuzzi on the balcony. There will be sunbeds and a dining area and a sofa area as well. So people who are coming to Bali, they want to stay more time outside. They want to watch the sunset from the outside terrace. So we make them big one, so they have enough space to enjoy and not to not to lose themselves and just have a couple of chairs on the balcony like it's in most hotels. 1-bedroom apartment, it's 81 square meters. So it's a huge apartment with a terrace, with a living room area, with a proper king size bed, with a proper bathroom and a kitchen. So these apartments can be used for living. So if you're purchasing this property, you can stay with no limits. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's a hotel type of property. You can live there as it's your property. Yeah, you can check the design. We thought about every single detail and it looks just fantastic. So our architects worked on it for the long time to present you today this beauty and this beautiful project. I will not stop my attention on this for long. If you need more details, you can contact your manager and they will provide you all these renders and all these pictures. Now I want to talk a little bit about 2-bedroom units. It's 162 square meters semi-gross, and it has 2 fully equipped bedrooms plus living room with a comfy sofa area, with a TV, with a proper kitchen, and a huge terrace, what I was mentioning earlier. Again, beautiful design, comfy furniture. Everything is made for living or for comfortable stay of the guests who are coming to visit Bali and they want to stay in a really high class property. Yeah, we thought about every single detail. And as well, I would like to mention that our company, we have a company called Digitals. I told you before that we're implementing new technologies. So all this property is fully voice controlled. Yeah, and let's talk about numbers, because some people like pictures and they like to imagine themselves, but let's talk about numbers. So if you're going to purchase this property right now, the average return of investment from the price, what we're offering today, from very pessimistic calculation, will be around 17 to 19% in the first 3 years. And the growth potential for this property is around 70 to 80% during the construction. And let me remind you that the construction of this kind of complexes average taking 2 years. So we're starting right now. In 2 years, you will get the keys from your property. And if you like, you can live there. If you don't like to live there and this is your investment, you will be getting around 17% yearly, with the potential to increase up to 25%. And if you want to know more details, how we do our calculation, where we get it from, what kind of information we're using for that, again, you can contact your manager and they will provide you the full detailed information regarding our calculation. We're not the first year on the market, so we know how the market works. We have all the statistics. We're using the most quality information from different kind of resources like AirDNA, for example, which is showing our occupancy rates and how much the property is on the market. So we're following that. And I was mentioning you AirDNA right now. The average luxury property for the daily rate is around $500. If we're talking about the professionally managed property, is around $465, and average occupancy rate through the year in this location is close to 80%. And that's only because it's counting and calculating good quality product and some old stuff as well, which is not really in a good quality, but we cannot like separate them, so we get the whole statistic. If we're talking about the luxury property in Berawa Beach, and we're talking about Canggu in general, the occupancy rate is close to 90%, and in some months is 100%. So yeah, we did our calculations, around 70 to 75% in the first year, and every year we're going to increase the price, and we're going to increase the occupancy rates as the project going to be more and more known. But we know how to do our promotion, so we will make sure that you're going to get the best profits. If we look at the market, what is on the market right now, there is some very beautiful places for rent, and if you check their prices, that average 30 square meters room, like in a good style, in a good quality, is around $115-120. If we're talking a little bit bigger rooms, close to 100 square meters, it will be already close to $300-400 a night. So we did our calculations starting from $200 a day, which is the average apartment cost in Canggu. And there are some very beautiful places like Potato Head or the Reverse, and they are around $300 to $400 per night, and occupancy rate is close to 100% over there. So imagine with all those numbers, if we get to those numbers, your return of investment will be close over 20%, definitely. And now I would like to tell you about another project what we have right now on the market. This is only beachfront property in a whole Bali, as I mentioned earlier. This is a project Sanur, Magnum Resort Sanur. Unique project, very high quality. It's a royal apartment complex. So over there on the pre-sale, the starting prices were $250, and 4 months later we are 70% sold, and the price now is over $500,000 per one apartment. So the forecast was that we're gonna start close to $4,000 per square meter, and by the end of the construction we're gonna get up to $9,000. So over 100% you can earn just in the time, in that period when the complex being built. So I want to tell you as well one very important thing. I was telling few times already that there's a very limited land in Bali, and actually this plot of land belongs to government. So we're doing this project to develop the area. As closest 5-star hotel is in the area next door. It's a Seminyak, and it's a W hotel, and on another side is a Como Uno hotel. If we're talking about high quality product, mostly it's a villas, townhouses, and guest houses in this area. So it's the last plot of land which you can use to build a hotel. Last plot of land. There will be no big projects in Canggu, close to this area, in the Berawa area. There's no plot of land which can be used to build something like that, or something even similar. The tall buildings if we're talking about. So 7 advantages of investing in Magnum Residence Berawa. First, and one of the main things, it's a unique tourist location, one which shows one of the best occupancy rates in the whole world. Second is that high occupancy, what I mentioned already. The third one is the format of the complex, which has no analogs, and it's a very unique. The number 4 is the rooftop. It's a functional space on the roof, and it's an architectural trend. We're using it for the longest swimming pool in the world, which gonna attract tourists, and they will be ready to give them money to stay in this beautiful hotel. Number 5 is the high profits, and it's a high resale potential. You can resell it in any time as a great property for a living, as a great business, which brings you a lot of money, or you can keep it in for yourself, and you can earn through the years. And number 6 is design. Interior design, it's aesthetics and its functionality. It's a very important thing as well. And only for today, for the start of the sale, we're offering a price of 300,000 for the apartments in the first floor, and straight away after 10 apartments gonna be sold, the price will be 340,000 already. So try to be in the first who will purchase this beautiful project. So contact your manager and they will provide you full detailed information, what apartments are still available for sale, what are the prices for the rest of the floors. Thank you so much for the attention and thank you for being with me today. All the best and keep staying with us, keep staying with Magnum Estate. We have another 5 upcoming projects soon, but on my opinion, the one I was presenting for you today, one of the top projects, not only in Bali, but in a whole Southeast Asia. Remember my words, when it's gonna be finished, it will be one of the loudest places in the world. It will be a very nice and warm atmosphere, and it will be a great spot to chill and enjoy your time while you're being in Bali. Thank you one more time. All the best.